All right, thanks, guys. Happy Monday to you. We are coming off an absolutely spectacular weekend. Just landslide days, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. We're 6-3 in our last 9 premium selections on patreon.com/BrockPage. It's going to put us at 75% in our last 15 plays on that website. We also improved to 62% in our last 13 NFL package plays. We are currently 65% for the entire college football season. You can find all that information on my website at patreon.com/BrockPage. All right, we got ourselves a nice little slate of Monday NBA action, so let's go ahead and get into it. Beginning with the Pistons taking on the Wizards, 7 o'clock Eastern tip-off in the nation's capital. Washington's -1.5, totals 224 and a hook. We saw a half a point fade of Washington and movement upward on the total. The Wizards open -2, down to -1.5. Total open 221, up to 224 and a hook. 56% are leaning Washington, 65% shaded toward the over. Right now, Detroit is +102 on the money line. Now, if you like Detroit in this matchup here, they're just 3-4 straight up for the season, 3-4 against the number. Obviously, Griffin and Jackson still out indefinitely. Frazier is doubtful for tonight's action, and Rose is out with a hammy tonight. Detroit, they failed to cover in 2 out of their last 3 on the road. They rank bottom 10 in offensive rebounding on average per game, bottom 5 in defensive field goal percentage as well. Meanwhile, Washington on the other side, 4-1 against the number in their last 5. They successfully covered against Houston, San Antonio, OKC, and Dallas. Washington ranks in the top 5 in scoring on average per game, top 5 in offensive field goal percentage. They're led by Bradley Beal, who's dropping 28 a game, 6 assists. Isaiah Thomas is also right behind him with 16 points a game and 7 assists as well. Thomas Bryant leads the charge with 10 rebounds per game on average for Washington. Now, Washington is top 5 in three-point percentage, top 5 in home scoring. When it comes to the total, the Wizards are 60% to the over for the year, 2-0 to the over at home. Meanwhile, Detroit on the other side, 3-0 to the over when traveling. I'm going to purchase the half a point, buy it down, and take Washington -1 at home and the over 224.5 in that game. Next matchup, Pelicans, Nets, 7:30 Brooklyn. The Nets are -3.5, total 232 and a hook. So a half a point move toward Brooklyn and moving upward on the total. The Nets open 3, up to 3.5. Total open 231.5, up to 232 and a hook. 62% are leaning Brooklyn, 73% shaded toward the over. Right now, the Pelicans are plus $1.40 on the money line. The Pels have successfully covered the number in 2 out of their last 4. They're in the top 5 in scoring on average per game. They're also top 10 in offensive field goal percentage. They're led by Brandon Ingram, who's scoring 24 points a game, 8 rebounds. Keep in mind, Ingram is listed as probable for tonight's action. A little banged up, but he should get to play here tonight. Now, Drew Holiday is right behind him with 14 points a game, 7 assists. Brooklyn on the other side, they're in the bottom 5 in points allowed, bottom 10 in defensive three-point percentage. They've lost 3 out of their last 4 games straight up, and they're just 1-5 against the spread overall for the year. Terrible for their backers. Now, total-wise, Brooklyn 2-2 to the over in their last 4. New Orleans 5-1 to the over for the season. I'm going to buy the hook, buy it up, and take the Pelicans +4 and the over 232.5 in that game. Next matchup, Bucks, Timberwolves, 8 o'clock Minnesota. The Bucks are -6, totals 230. We saw a 1.5 point fade of Milwaukee and movement upward on the total. The Bucks open 7.5, down to -6. Total open 228.5, up to 230. 68% are leaning Milwaukee, 51% shaded toward the over. Right now, the T-Wolves are plus 215 on the money line. Minnesota's just 1-2 against the number in their last 3. They're in the bottom 10 in offensive field goal percentage, bottom 5 in three-point percentage. Karl Anthony Towns still serving that suspension with that fight with Joel Embiid, so he will be out for tonight's action. Now, Milwaukee on the other side, top 5 in scoring, top 5 in field goal percentage, 4-2 straight up overall for the year, 4-2 against the spread. They successfully covered the number against Toronto, Orlando, Cleveland, and Houston. They're led by Giannis Antetokounmpo, who's scoring 27 points a game, 14 rebounds, 8 assists, nearly averaging a triple-double already. Chris Middleton right behind him with 18 points a game, 6 rebounds. Eric Bledsoe scoring 12 a game, 5 assists as well. Now, scoring-wise, the Bucks are 4-2 to the under on the year, 3-0 to the under on the road. I'm going to lean Milwaukee -6 and the under 230 in that game. Now, before we go ahead and move on, guys, just want to take another quick time out and welcome you to the show. Got some lines and personal leans out for Monday's NBA action. But before we go ahead and dive into some more of that, I just want to quickly remind you once again to check me out on my website at patreon.com/BrockPage, where we went 6-3 in our last 9 premium selections on that site. We're also hitting 75% in our last 15 premium selections. We are 62% in our last 13 NFL package plays, and we are hitting at 65% for the entire college football season. We do premium selections on that website. I know that we cap the entire slate here on YouTube, but we have our more skilled kind of premium personal selections on Patreon. So it's a little bit less of a session where we're throwing darts all over the place, and we're really nailing down our personal plays, and I'm letting you know who I am on personally. So anyway, we have a bunch of different memberships, tiers, and packages on that website, beginning at just $1.99 per month. And if you're curious, my current record's right on the homepage. You can check that out right now. You don't have to pay a dime. It's free to check out right on the homepage. All you got to do is click the link in the description section below. That is patreon.com/BrockPage. All right, guys, let's go ahead and dive back into some more lines and personal leads. All starts Eastern Standard Time. And on deck, we've got the Rockets taking on the Grizzlies, and that's going to be an 8 o'clock Eastern tip-off in Memphis. The Rockets are minus 6.5, total 234. We saw a half a point fade of Houston and movement upward on the total. The Rockets opened 7, down to 6.5. Total opened 232.5, up to 234. 67% are leaning Houston, 61% shaded toward the under. Right now, the Grizzlies are plus 225 on the money line. Now, if you like Memphis in this matchup here, they're just 1-4 straight up for the year, 1-4 against the number. They're in the bottom 10 in field goal percentage, bottom 5 in three-point percentage. Memphis also, in addition to all that, they rank in the bottom 10 in points allowed. They're allowing 119 points per contest. Jackson and Clark are listed as questionable for tonight's action. And Grayson Allen is out. He will not be playing. Now, Houston on the other side, 3-2 straight up in their last 5. Victories over Washington, OKC, and New Orleans. Their offense averaged 134 points in those 3 victories. James Harden is scoring 35 a game, 8 assists. Clint Capella, 8 rebounds a game, 13 points for him. Russell Westbrook is listed as out for tonight. Looks like he will be enjoying a load management night. So far, it looks like Russell Westbrook is out. He is not playing. Looks like a load management night. If anything happens or changes, let us know in the comments section below if he is playing. But it looks like he will not be playing tonight. Now, Houston is in the top 5 in scoring, top 5 in road offensive field goal percentage. And when it comes to the total, Houston's 3-2 to the over in their last 5. I'm going to purchase the half a point, buy it down, and take the Rockets minus 6 and the over 234 in that game. Next matchup, Sixers, Suns, 9 o'clock Phoenix. The Sixers are minus 1.5 on the road, totals 223. Now, we did see pretty significant movement on both the sides and the total in this one. Philly opened 3.5, all the way down to minus 1.5. Total opened 221, up to 223. 60% are leaning Philadelphia, 64% shaded toward the over. Right now, the Suns are plus 108 on the money line. Phoenix ranks in the bottom 10 in offensive rebounding. They're also 19th in defensive rebounding at home on average per game. DeAndre Ayton is out, 25 games, serving a suspension. Phoenix just 4-6 straight up in their last 10 head-to-head matchups with the Sixers. If you're into historical trends, they've also lost 11 out of their last 15 straight up, taking on the Eastern Conference. Now, the Sixers on the other side, they're in the top 10 in scoring, top 5 in offensive rebounding. They're 5-0 straight up on the year, undefeated on the season, 4-1 against the number. Tobias Harris is averaging 20 points a game, 9 rebounds. Ben Simmons is averaging 17 a game, 8 assists as well. And Big Al Horford, 8 rebounds a game for him, 16 points for the former Celtic. Now, Philadelphia has won and covered over the likes of Portland, Minnesota, Detroit, and Boston. And they rank in the top 5 in defensive rebounding on average per game. Now, total-wise, Philly's 60% to the under. Phoenix 5-1 to the under for the season. I'm going to buy the hook, slide it down, and take the Sixers minus 1 and the under 223 in that game. Next and final matchup for the show, it is going to be Blazers, Warriors, 10:30 Golden State. The Blazers are minus 9.5, total 223 and a hook. saw a 1-point move toward Portland and movement upward on the total. The Blazers open 8.5 up to 9.5. Total open 223 up to 223.5. 73% are leaning Portland, 69% shaded toward the under. Right now the Warriors are plus 420 on the money line. Golden State just 1-5 straight up on the year, 1-5 against the number. Curry and Thompson are out indefinitely. Draymond Green is out indefinitely as well. D'Angelo Russell listed as questionable with an ankle tonight. And Kevon Looney out indefinitely with that hammy injury. Smologic out indefinitely as well. Golden State bottom 10 in offensive field goal percentage, bottom 5 in defensive field goal percentage, and points allowed. Now the Blazers on the other side, they've successfully covered the number in their last 5 straight. That's right, they're 5-0 against the number in their last 5. Successful covers over Philadelphia, OKC, San Antonio, Dallas, and Sacramento. Portland ranks in the top 10 in field goal percentage, top 5 in three-point percentage. Damian Lillard, 30 points a game, 6 rebounds, 8 assists. CJ McCollum right behind him, 22 points a game for him. And Hassan Whiteside, 12 rebounds a game for him, 13 points for the big guy. Now, total-wise, Portland, 67% to the over on the year, 3-1 to the over on the road. I'm going to buy the hook, slide it down, and take Portland -9 and the over 223.5 in that game. All right, let's go ahead and slide into our most valuable portion of the show. That's the quick pick recap brought to you by patreon.com/BrockPage. I got Portland -9, over 223.5. Philadelphia -1, under 223. Milwaukee -6, under 230. And before we cap the last 3, once again, don't forget to check me out on my website at patreon.com/BrockPage for premium selections beginning at just $1.99 per month. All right, we got Houston -6, over 234. The Pelicans +4, over 232.5. And last but certainly not least, we got Washington -1 and the over 224.5 in that game. All right, guys, let's go ahead and dive into some shout-outs brought to you by patreon.com/BrockPage. Shout out to Counter Cousins, Sammy Elio, Jer Bear, Stanislaus Kabamba, Ulysses Hayes, Cedric Holt, Vernon Williard, Rick Cruz, Mrs. Jones, Melvin Johnson, The Mac, Ninja Chris, Drew Churchill, Saw Sensei, Master Drip Lord, Square 707, Steam PS4. Shout out to Munchy Crunchy, Nell God 206, William Navarrete, and last but certainly not least, shout out to East Up Lou. All right, guys, that's going to do it for me. Once again, don't forget to check me out on patreon.com/BrockPage. We went 6-3 in our last 9 premium selections on that website. That's going to improve our record to 75% in our last 15 premium plays on that website. We're hitting at 62% in our last 13 NFL package plays, and we're hitting at 65% for the entire college football season. We do daily plays on that site. We have a bunch of different tiers, memberships, and packages beginning at just $1.99 per month. You can also access my current record for free right on the homepage. That is patreon.com/BrockPage. But most importantly, guys, I got to thank you for tuning in right here on YouTube. I really hope you enjoyed all this great free content, all this great free information. Happy Monday to you. Best of luck to you. And don't forget to check me out on patreon.com/BrockPage.